1.2 million high school teens play football. 62% of football injuries occur during practice. More than half of sports injuries are preventable.
This is Bowling Green High School, home of the Purples, also the defending state football champions of the Class 5A title for 3 years in a row.
Kevin Wallace, head football coach at Bowling Green High School. I'm in my 19th year of being the head coach here. It's my 32nd year teaching and coaching. I've been asked to speak for a little bit on injuries in high school sports. One of the things that we really like to do is to prevent injuries, obviously. We can do that starting even in the off season with our strength and conditioning program, trying to obviously get our players strong enough so that their bodies can handle the rigors of football. Also, increasing their flexibility, which we think is great, of great importance to keeping them healthy. And then once we get into the season, I think we have far less direct contact in practice than maybe what we did 20 years ago.
Is there anything that coaches can do to help prevent these injuries?
Yeah. The athletes can have work on their flexibility of their hamstrings. They can work on different strengthening exercises. They can also work on proprioception, which is your body's awareness of where it is in space. There's certain programs that you can do that involve dynamic motion. Some people are just more prone due to body structure than others.
I'm Billy Lindsay. I've been coaching high school football in the state of Kentucky. This is my 35th year. I was a head coach for 21 years, retired from teaching, and was asked to come to Bowling Green High School to coach the running backs. In the past 3 years, we've won 3 state championships and gone undefeated with a record of 44-0. And I've also been at a place that I coached where I was 0-11. So sometimes it's not that the coaches knows a whole lot more, depends on the situation and the environment that you're put in. The advantages, I believe, in coaching at a larger school, of course, one thing is there's more money. A lot of students or a lot of government funding from the students that you have. There's money that goes in, then other monies that can be spent in other means. There's also, when you win, there's also a lot of people that want to be a supporter. In a situation where we have a full-time athletic trainer that is at all of our football practices, at all of our games. The city provides EMS services at the home games, in case something did happen, a catastrophic injury. We have people on our sideline. We have medical doctors that stay with us on the sideline, even go to the game. As far as a smaller school, sometimes, I think you definitely can get adequate medical attention, but sometimes it's not as prestigious as having at a larger school.
Concussions has become a very difficult issue to deal with at every level in football, and stemming from the NFL all the way down, even into Little League football. We've got to be really concerned about how we handle players. The longevity of this game, I think, is very dependent upon an increased education and understanding of brain injuries. The protocol that we would use here at Bowling Green High School, and if our trainer has deemed that we have a player that's at any level concussed, then we are obviously going to get that player out of action. Depending upon what level of concussion that is deemed to be, will dictate the amount of time that player is going to be out, or whether that player needs to see immediate medical help above our trainer. I think every high school coach really has become far more aware of dealing with concussions in the last 5 years, and it's something, if you're going to be in this sport and administrate this sport, that you have to take seriously.
So can you explain to us what an ACL is?
ACL is anterior cruciate ligament. It's the middle ligament inside the knee that makes a cross like that. It prevents the knee from sliding forward. And so what happens is you stop and start or change direction, and you kind of do this, and the ACL kind of gets tugged.
Other than the shoulder and the concussions with the head, wrist injuries, most common injuries in football relate to the lower extremity, which involves the knee and the ankle. The most common knee injury is the tear of the ACL, or the anterior cruciate ligament. This occurs from when the knee is twisted, of course, when they're tackled. Sometimes their foot's planted. They've done things as far as shortening the cleat on the bottom of the shoe. Surface is a whole lot better than it used to be to play on. A lot of practice fields. Most injuries, believe it or not, occur in practice than they do in games. And there'll be holes in the field, because that's how a lot of times occurs when a person sprains their ankle, because they'll turn. Preventive measures such as taping to help stabilize it so that it doesn't move laterally and keeps it locked in so you don't get the ankle injury occurring. A good conditioned athlete is more or less likely to become injured because you get tired, and that's when you quit moving your feet. That's when you have a tendency to sustain an injury. So, proper stretching, off-season programs, and things like that can help alleviate that.
The more knowledgeable the entire staff is, it just brings the quality of the program up. So that always helps. Some schools don't even have an athletic trainer these days, so that's a huge. So there's lots of advances that we can make at the high school level, and the more knowledgeable, the better.
About 43,000 to 67,000 concussions occur in high school football every year. An estimated 80,000 to 250,000 ACL injuries are sustained a year. There are about 480,000 sprains a year, which account for 40% of all football-related injuries.